In this video, I'm going to talk to you about why it's more important to give more than you get when it comes to organic social media as well as paid social media. My name is Tracy Reuter. I'm the CEO and founder of Divine Social. We are a Facebook and Instagram ad agency saving you from the frustration of investing your hard-earned dollars in ads and getting no return. So let's talk about this whole concept of giving versus getting. So what made Facebook popular from an advertising standpoint a while back, like when the platform first came on the scene, is it was amazing. It was a direct response style advertising platform. You put out an offer, people took it. Nobody had ever seen anything like that before. And so what ended up happening is that people who were classically trained in direct response advertising is basically when you're asking for something. You send out a postcard, you send out a letter, you send out a mailer, a coupon, a billboard, a radio ad, and you're essentially saying, get this sale, get this deal, give us your information, get a free report. That's direct response. You're asking directly for a response. Okay, it's phenomenal advertising. We do it all the time. Now, here's what's happened though, as the social platforms have started to evolve. People have developed kind of a disdain for the constant pitches. You see, Facebook is a social platform, right? So is Instagram. So is every social platform. Like, duh, right? So they're social platforms. People don't go there to get pitched. Nobody goes anywhere to get pitched, right? Even like if you think about it, when you buy a car, do you go to get sold a car or do you go to buy a car? Like, nobody goes anywhere or does anything to be sold, all right? So direct response, what happened over the years is that direct response marketers had to get more and more creative on how they could do interruption marketing and get in the middle of the conversation to get people to buy from them, to get people to opt in, to get people to get on their webinars. It's all sounding familiar, right? Like if you're watching this, it's probably because you are trying to figure out ways to do this for your business. Now, I'm not saying that that's gone. It's not. It's absolutely not gone. It's amazing. Direct response is incredible. But people are tired. They're just tired of that sort of thing. And so you have to think about it a different way. Before I dive into what to do about it, let's talk about the other reason why direct response is getting stale if not done right. Direct response is an ask. Okay, it's an ask. Give me your email. Give me your time. Give me your dollars. Now, it's an exchange for something, right? It's an exchange for something of value, hopefully. It's an exchange for a product, hopefully. So there's nothing wrong with asking, but if all you ever do is show up to ask, now you have a problem, all right? People are gonna start to get really tired of that. There's a concept in the book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey, where they talk about making deposits in the emotional bank account. You have to be able to make more deposits than you make withdrawals. Think about that in your bank account, right? If you want to go to the bank today and take out $10,000, but you don't have $10,000 in there, you can't withdraw it. But with direct response only strategies, that's what we do. We show up and ask. We go to the bank and we say, hey, we're amazing, we're awesome, we have this great stuff, give me $10,000. Well, the banker's gonna laugh you right out of the place, right? You have to have been putting in deposits that are greater, equal to or greater than $10,000 to take that out. Common sense, right? Hopefully it's common sense. So marketing is the same exact way, right? Whether it's your social content, it's your blog, this doesn't necessarily even apply only to Facebook advertising. This is a principle that applies across all of your marketing, but it's especially important when we're talking about Facebook ads and Instagram ads and any other social advertising platform, okay? So how do you show up to give more? And how do you use advertising to accomplish that? Well, it's really quite simple. We always, again, going back to Stephen Covey, it's a great book. If you've not read it, it's an oldie but a goodie, and it's got some amazing principles. We always start with the end in mind. Where are we taking people? What is the ultimate thing we want them to do? Do we want them to join a course? Do we want them to hire us? Do we want them to buy a product? And then we start backing up. We start moving backwards. And we want to make sure that when we start to make these deposits, that the deposits that we're making are congruent with the eventual ask. Okay, so think about this. You want to be able to take out $10,000 from your bank. If you go to the bank every day and you deposit dog food, I know, it's absolutely ridiculous, right? I mean, first of all, they're not going to take it, but secondly, you wouldn't expect to take $10 million out from it, right? So I know it's a silly example, but this is the reality. Sometimes people have this ultimate goal that they want to take a prospect through, but they start putting out content that has nothing to do with that end goal, right? So We start at the end in mind, and then we start backing up and we start thinking, what things could I give? What value could I add to my potential prospect to help educate them, to help move them one step closer to doing business with me, to help shorten my sales cycle, right? So the reason why this is so important is because the whole concept of know, like, trust, and remember. I've got another video that I've done on that topic. Definitely go and check that out. But really, all things being equal, people do business with people they know, like, and trust. But I think you have to add a fourth component, which is remember. And so remembering is staying front of mind, it's being on top, being not annoying, not spamming, but being in front of your audience on a regular basis with information, with content, with something that's going to actually add value to their lives. Okay, so how can you do that? I mean, you can do it in so many different ways. It can be Q&A, it can be videos, it can be images, it can be articles, it can be, like, let's say you have a coaching business, and you had a call with a coaching client, and there was something that happened on that call that would benefit so many people that aren't even working with you. You give that information away. You've got to be able to give. I think the person who does this better than anybody is Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V. He really is taking this to a whole nother level where he gives everything for free. I mean, really, you can't buy anything but a book. I think there's a couple other things maybe, but really, there's very little you can actually buy from him. So you want to make sure you give. Now, let's tie this back to how do you use this in paid social advertising, in Facebook advertising, Instagram advertising. How does this look? Well, if you have watched any of my videos or you've heard me talk about our 3 pillars to successful social ads, I talk about the 3 key things that you need to be running when it comes to your ads. You need to always be building your audience, number 1. Now, here's a little tip. You can do that paid or free, okay? Paid or free, you should always be building your audience. That's number 1. Number 3, I'm going to skip number 2. Number 3 is the ask. We've talked about that in this video. That's the lead generation. That's the webinar registrations. That's the sales, the purchases, right? You always want to be doing that. And again, that's something you can be doing on both organic, free, and paid. All right. Now, the thing in the middle, the thing that is the most overlooked and the most underutilized is what we call the engagement pillar. Engagement pillars is something that you're doing to give. It's only give. So you do that with boosting posts and video campaigns and putting out really good information, just like this video is for you, right? This is a free video. I'm not asking for anything. You don't have to pay for it. You might have had to watch a commercial at the front of it, right? But it's free. It's just completely pure value. Now, you might find one day that you want to come to one of our workshops, or you want to download our 3 pillars worksheet, or who knows what, right? But you don't ever have to do that. It's just pure value. This is an example of engagement content. Right? This is not paid. This would be a free video, right? It's here on YouTube. It's a free video. So you need to be thinking about how can you up your engagement game? How can you start creating more engagement style content, value driven, start with the end in mind, and show up on the social platforms giving more than you ever ask, right? Like if you want to employ the 80-20 rule, give 80% more than you ask. Like 80% of the time, give, 20% of the time, ask. It's that simple. But it's so drastically overlooked, especially when it comes to paid traffic. Most people only want to spend their money, they only want to invest their advertising dollars in conversion campaigns that are going to get you a direct return on your ad spend. And I get it. You want to be able to predictably put $1 in and get $1 out or more, right? That's the dream when it comes to social ads. But if you make your advertising strategy include the conversion campaigns, the $1 in, the $1 out, but you also supplement it with this engagement, getting in front of the right people with the right message at the right time, it's going to drastically impact your conversion campaigns. So, my message to you today, start thinking about how can you give more than you get? How can you provide value more than you're asking for something in return? How can you put a few advertising dollars? Think about this. What if you took one of your best videos, engagement content, something that makes sense prior to an ask? So maybe it's some educational content, it's something that you're talking to potential prospects that are aware that they have a problem but they've never heard of your solution. Maybe you have an amazing video. What would happen to your business if you just simply put $5 a day into a Facebook ad, running that as a video view campaign and putting it in front of your ideal audience? I promise you, it would be pretty spectacular. You would start to build some momentum that would then make it easier for you to be running conversion campaigns. Okay, quick story as I wrap up. We have a client that As a matter of fact, we probably won't be working with much longer because they refuse to do this. They refuse to show up throughout the year providing great value. They have incredible cred in the marketplace, right? People know them. They've done a lot of great stuff in the past, but they never show up. They never show up except for during launches. They only ask. So I've been telling them for 2 years now, we need to have a strategy to be giving value throughout the year, putting a few dollars of paid traffic behind this to reach your audience, to make sure that they know that you love them, to make sure that they know that you're here, even if they don't buy from you. It's really important to be making those emotional deposits before you constantly ask for the withdrawal. Now, what I've noticed with this particular client is over time, their costs per conversion, their cost per lead, their cost per sale have been creeping up because they're not investing in the love, right? Where's the love? So you definitely want to be thinking about that. You don't want to be that person. Don't be that business that only shows up in social media when you want something from people. Okay, it's not a good thing. Nobody likes that in life. Nobody likes that in business. Nobody likes that kind of thing. So if you want some help, if you want to learn more about the 3 pillars that I talked about, this whole concept and what assets to use for what, we've got a great worksheet. You can click the link below to get that. It's divinesocial.com/3 pillars. We also do regular workshops where we bring people in for 2 days to work on this kind of stuff so you can have a plan and a strategy. And you can head to our website, divinesocial.com, to get an invitation. Otherwise, make sure you subscribe and you come back. We put out videos every single Tuesday, and you're gonna make sure you don't wanna miss a thing. So again, my name is Tracy Reuter, and we'll see you next time.